Bonus round time today here on Must Play. Join us as we snake draft our top 4 amenities that take a public golf course to the next level. These are nice touches that elevate a course and may make you lean towards booking around there instead of somewhere else. With me as always is TJ Van Gutten, and here to help us rank the little details is Blake Von Thaden, making his 3rd appearance on the pod. Blake, welcome to the pod, my friend.
Thanks for having me, guys. Number 3, lucky number 3. Always happy to be around. I'm just so excited for this.
Yeah.
1, very excited to have you back. 2, Blake is going to be the first person in Must Play history to complete the trifecta. He is not our first 3-time guest. That honor goes to Chris Jones, our beloved, who we've named the Jonesy test after. But Blake is going to be the first person in Must Play history to complete a regular Must Play episode, a level select, and now a bonus round. And a nice little added caveat here. Blake has taken each episode of the podcast from a different room in his household. Fully really decorated rooms, too. It's not like he's just like, oh, I was in the bedroom one time, or like, oh, I was in the kitchen this other time. Like, all of these rooms are dedicated spaces for you, yes?
Yeah, I mean, it's a house. It's got a number of rooms. We've upgraded from apartment life, so it's very wonderful. But yeah, this is my new quantum of solace in here. This is where I do all my
It looked
thinking.
epic. What's on the wall to the right of you? It looks really cool.
So I collect golf pencils. That
Nerd.
is, we'll get in there. TJ, you haven't played enough golf to really respect the niceties and the fine details that go into a golf pencil. But also, for those watching, TJ brings me pencils every time he's every single time I see TJ, he goes, by the way, I have a bunch of pencils for you, and it's usually accompanied by a bunch of stickers and a box of bird darts, and it's a nice little care package. But yeah, these are all my pencils. I've been collecting pencils since I was like 6 or 7 because I would always just I'm like, I want something from this golf course, but my dad's never going to buy me that $70 polo in the pro shop. So I would grab the pencils because, not a ton of places have ball markers or whatever. So pencils are always a cool way to do it. And I have this one right here is all of my favorite golf courses that I've played. We've got some Pinehurst in here. We've got Talking Stick. We've got a whole bunch of cool stuff. And then up here is all my top 100 pencils. Now, I've played maybe 10 of those courses in the top 100, but much like TJ, I have pencil mules out there.
Right.
And the pencil mules go around and they play these golf courses and they bring them back to me. So it's a fun little collection. I like to see it grow, but I'm working on a top secret collection right now that I have a feeling will never get completed because of one pencil. And hoping to one day get it.
Your white whale?
My white whale.
Well, hold on. You don't have to reveal reveal what the white whale is. We might have a listener who can help you with this pencil.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember what the golf course is.
Okay, well, that just really...
No, hold on. So it'll make sense. So it's the actual collection is a pencil from every single one of Tiger's wins. And so I have 8 Bay Hill pencils. I got a bunch of Firestone pencils. Obviously, when TJ and I went to Torrey, I grabbed a fistful of Torrey pencils. If Tiger had just stopped at 81 for the Masters in 2019, I would be golden. But unfortunately, he went off and he won the fucking Zozo. And I cannot get a hold of anybody at that golf course to say, first of all, it's a language barrier. Yeah. I can't translate to Japanese. Second of all, it's halfway across the planet, and I don't speak Japanese, so I can't just go over there and be like, yeah, I'd like to book around here, please. So if anyone out there has got a pencil from, I think it's, what golf course is that?
TJ, have we ever seen Japan pop up in our listener countries on Spotify or Apple?
I have not dug that deep, but you never know.
I know we got Australians and other in Southeast Asia. Like maybe someone's played up there.
Few UK guys out there.
Yeah.
Either way, we'll make a mental note of this. We'll drop it in the show notes as Blake continues to Google this. We'll also continue to forge on here.
Maraschino Country Club in Inzai City, Japan. Pardon me if I butchered that.
Like the cherries?
What? Your guess is as good as mine.
Did you say maraschino?
No. I said Narashino Country Club, Inzai City, Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we've got anybody in Inzai City, Japan out there listening, please hook your boy up.
Where's our inside listeners? I wasn't expecting you to say Talking Stick right after you said Pinehurst in your favorite courses, by the way.
It's just like, it's the first one that like I locked eyes. Okay, I could have said like Sweetens Cove, Chambers Bay, the Olympic Club, Kiowa. Like I could have said any of the Bethpage, red and black. I could have said any of those, but I locked eyes with Talking Stick, and I was like, you know what?
Tell you how spoiled I am out here in Phoenix with so much golf. I'm playing Talking Stick this Sunday, and
Really?
I almost didn't go because it was $50, and I was like, $50. I don't know if I want to pay that for Talking Stick.
Hold on. You say the word spoiled, like, I don't know if I want to spend $50 on golf. It's because it's 110 out on Sunday. Also,
yeah, correct. But we're playing at 7 a.m., so we got a good spot.
I think I threw Talking Stick out there because we got some fellas not unfamiliar with the AZ areas.
Yeah, he was just trying to play favor.
Yeah. I'm playing the field, guys. I'm doing a little crowd work here.
All right. Well, let's transition over to the pod. So before we dive in, I'm curious, how did you guys feel about making your list? Without giving anything away, was there like specific themes that you kept coming back to? How'd you feel?
Yeah, I'm spoiled.
You could think of a bunch because you knew of how many.
Yeah, no, it's just like TJ and I are having this conversation the other day. He had to make it abundantly clear to me. He's like, we're talking about like public courses or resort courses that you can get on.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you pay to stay there, but you can reasonably get on. And my mind immediately jumps to like things like at Troubadour, which is the only course that I can think of that have like the underground coolers with like the free booze in it, where you can get like a free shot of Jack Daniels. But like Troubadour is not a place that you can just walk up to and book a tee time. So I had to like reposition myself in my like mental landscape of being like, okay, well, what are some nice little touches that a public course can do? So that was the tricky part for me.
Yeah. I was the same. I have one person out here, his name's Jesse, that gets me onto the private courses in Scottsdale, and I jump at it every time he gives me the invite. And I just got to play Estancia last weekend, and there were comfort stations every 4 holes.
So lit.
Oh my God. Like when we were putting this list together, I was like, I feel like this is a pedestrian, like this is like for the peasants. You go there and it's just insane what they have in those private communities and on those courses. So
yeah, like the thing that my mind jumps to when I talk about like private courses is like the amenities in the bathroom. Yeah, right? Like they've got like the embroidered towels that they just want you to like wash your face and ass with. They've got like the combs like that are prepackaged, like not the Barbasol ones that you see in like the upper, like resort courses, but like free combs, like shoe horns, stuff like that. Like all of that private country club life is lit. But also I think there are some courses out there that are public and accessible that also do it right.
Yes, and we're men of the people, and so we're not going to be listing any of those private because we are public golfers through and through. Go ahead, TJ.
No, I was going to say, like, at private courses, it's like, oh, I forgot my deodorant, and they're like, and you're like, I'm prepared to shell out whatever for deodorant, or they're going to give me like the tiniest little, and they give you like, it's like getting a full size candy bar at a house on Halloween. They give you a full size deodorant. You're like, whoa, I don't know what to do with this. This is free?
Yep.
I'm glad you prefaced that by saying Halloween, because I was like, what houses in San Diego are just giving out candy bars year round? Just knocking on your neighbor's door. Hey, can I get a Hershey's?
One you don't want to go into.
No, those are the vans that say free candy.
Free candy.
You don't want to get involved. Yeah.
All right. Real quick, do you guys think, without saying it, is there an obvious first round pick that someone's going to say?
I don't know if there's an obvious 1-1 in this draft. Yeah. I feel like there's a few strong contenders for the first maybe round, and then maybe a little bit into the second. But when I look at my list, I do not look at it and think that there's an obvious 1-1 on my list, at least personally.
Same. I'm having a tough time figuring out which one I'm going to say first. All right. Let's dive in. So before we actually go into the list, let's hear about today's sponsor, Clinch Golf.
This episode of Must Play is brought to you by Clinch Golf, a brand that we love and stand behind. Clinch Golf is reimagining the golf glove with cutting-edge performance materials that outlast and outperform leather gloves. Traditional gloves wear out fast, they lose their grip, and they can't handle the elements. Clinch's tactile gloves deliver all-season traction, they maintain their grip even when wet, and they're going to last twice as long. Plus, they're breathable, washable, and they're touchscreen friendly, so you can still check in on those parlays while you're out on the course. It's time to upgrade your golf game with the next generation of golf gloves. See the difference for yourself at clinchgolf.com and use promo code FAIRWAGERS for 10% off.
Let's set up the format for this episode. So I asked each of you to list out what you think puts a golf course over the top with a specific focus on public golf courses. We're going to go do a snake draft until we each have 4 picks, and then we're going to let our listeners decide who drafted the best list. A few rules here, though, before we do. First rule, once a pick's declared, it's off the board, obviously, for the rest of us. However, we can argue whether or not someone else's pick is too similar to one that's already on the board. So if the other 2 guys go, no, you got to repick, that's too similar, then it's 2/3 vote, and it's next. Rule 2, explain your pick. Give us examples of the courses that you've played or what specifically goes into a pick if you're going to say something really broad. Like, give us some examples. And then third rule, last one here, it has to be something golfers would find at a public golf course where you don't need to be a member or member's guest to go play. We are counting resort courses as a public course if you can book around there as a guest. So,
Okay.
Any questions from the gallery here?
Augusta National's off the list.
Augusta, do you have a pencil from them, by the way?
I have 7 of them.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, Virginia, Blake? Yes?
Not Virginia. Not Ginny Painter, if you're out there listening, you're my dog, but she has not acquired me. She has not acquired me an Augusta National pencil. Some of them are from my grandfather, who was a good friend of Arnold Palmer's, and some of them have been from people that have played Augusta, that have had them kicking around the bag or stuff like that. So,
cool.
Surprisingly, there's a lot of people out there that have played Augusta National.
I said this on another pod. There were so many people with opinions on our 5 trivia facts from Augusta, where they all knew someone who was a member or they had played. I was like, really? I thought this was like really, really hard to know someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to know a member, but to play at Augusta, you just have to be pretty plugged in.
Okay.
Or media, Ginny, or the girl that we were just talking about, Ginny, she's played Augusta National, but that's because she worked for the tournament, and then they have that employee lottery pool that gets to play it the Monday after with the media. So people get to play that after the Masters, just if you're a media member or an employee. And then obviously if you know a member, they only book foursomes. So if you know a member, you book somebody, they say, do you know anybody out? And then it's just well-connected individuals. Yeah. So yeah, it's there's more people out there that have played Augusta than you realize.
Dude, how fast would you be on a plane if somebody shot you a text and said, hey, can you play Augusta tomorrow?
Right now.
Listen, we'll put it this way. If I had a meeting tomorrow with my boss that was hey, listen, you need to be at this meeting or you're going to be fired. And I got a text that said, say that meeting's at noon. And I got a text that says, hey, we got a tee time going off of 1 at Augusta National at 11:30. Can you make it? I would put in my 2 weeks notice that night. And I'd be like, hey, I'm on an airplane. I'll be there. Fuck my job. I get to play Augusta National. There's only one Augusta National. I can find at least
another job.
Maybe half of a job.
Hell yeah. Somewhere. Great answer. And sorry to your guys' boss, whoever's listening. So,
yeah, sorry, Justin.
Sorry, Justin.
Okay, we're gonna do a name randomizer to see who goes first here. You boys ready?
We need to do first and second, right?
Yes. So with the first pick in the top amenities draft, we have
right,
Mr. Von Thaden. Congratulations, Blake. Okay. And going second in the draft between the must play boys here, we have this is looking like TJ.
I don't know, man. TJ. I think this could be a traditional fantasy football. Sometimes the snake draft 4 at the end, you don't want one. I don't think you want one here.
All right.
I don't know though. Let's
start off with the guess, Blake. What's your first pick?
First pick is going to be a starter shack goodie box And what I mean by that is when you walk up and you get that big black box right at the starter shack and you can open it and there's pencils and there's cool tees and there's a stack of scorecards and ball markers and divot tools. That is the GOAT. And one of my favorite places that, like, Pinehurst does it just about as well as anybody, but my favorite place that has done it, and we talked about this course on Must Play, is Cabot Citrus Farms. Because when you walk up, they've got their pencils, they've got their tees for all the different courses, but they also give you a little Cabot cookie that's in the box, and you can pick that up, and it's just, that starter box is unbelievable. That's what shows me that this round is going to be awesome. But you probably paid a pretty penny to get onto that course. So
the cost for those things are definitely lumped into your tee time cost.
100%.
Like,
of course,
100%. But blind costs are completely out the window. Like, it's assumed costs I don't even want to talk about.
No, I mean, like, listen, you've already been stumped by the pro shop when you checked in. You look at all the merch and you already spent a ton of money there. So you almost forget about how much the round costs. So when you show up and there's something for free, and they don't. And the best part is when the starter doesn't bark at you for getting greedy. So you stick your hand in the tees and you pull out a fistful and you just shove them in your bag. And he's not looking at you up and down like a weirdo.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch. But the starter shack box, that's the most.
I like it when they hit you with we got more if you need them. Like,
that's the best. Just those old guy tips. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, man, hey, man, if you want any more, I can get you some on the turn. Well, if you're going to break that many tees. Well, all right.
Are you using the ball marker from the box on the round, or do you like have your own ball marker and you just throw that one in the bag?
I throw that one in the bag because I have little crystal bowls all over my house that are either full of like cool tees or cool ball markers or golf balls or whatever. So I throw them into there. I play with a 1965 silver dollar just because that's the year that my mom was born. Wow. So I was like, I'll play with a So I played with a 1960 silver dollar, Franklin silver dollar, for a while in college. And then I lost that in a tournament. And then I told my mom about it. And then for Christmas, she bought me one with her year on it. 1960 was my dad's birth year. And so she buys me 65. And I'm like, oh, this isn't the same one. She's like, I know, it's my birth year. And I was like, you're right. You're right. So now I play with my mom until I inevitably lose it. And then my dad buys me one for Christmas. So
and they just keep going back and forth for eternity.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah,
that's
I had
a solid
list for sure.
Yeah, I got to cross that off on my list. I definitely had that out there. I like that as a first pick for a few reasons. I think it's like ubiquitous at nice courses. It's something that a lot of public golf courses that you've been looking forward to play have, and you want to leave with something, and you're probably going to go buy something at the pro shop, but this is free and it just feels different because it's free. You're like, hey, I might as well get 10 of these and then I can hand it out to a few friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is when you get into a golf cart and you go to write something on a scorecard and the pencil's dull and the eraser's like half chewed through. So if you grab one of those pencils and it's got that crisp point on it, you can really box the hell out of that 8 on 1.
What courses are you playing with chewed through pencils?
Dude, you go to a muni, like specifically this used to get under my skin. USF used to have a golf course here in Tampa, which like was never in great condition, but it was one of my favorite like design courses. But every time you got in one of those carts, all of the pencils in those bastards looked like they were 40 years old. They were so dull and you could never get like a clean line. You're like, is that a 4 or is that like a 9 or what is that?
Yeah.
I just hated it. But those crisp pencils.
Did we just discover the impetus behind the pencil wall?
Probably.
Was it that literally made you think I need to start collecting my own pencils?
No.
Yeah, I just need to have like a...
No. One last point here. Super disappointing when the tees or the pencils are not branded. And it's just a plain tee or a plain
Amazon
pencil. And you're like, I know this is free, but it doesn't hold no longer holds any value to me. It doesn't hold a memory associated with it anymore.
Yeah.
I have so one of my buddies that I played golf with in college, he's a member of Ballyneal in Colorado. And he went back for a winter vacation. And when he was there, I was like, hey, Paul, bring me back a pencil. And he brought me back a pencil, and it did not have a name on it, which I feel like for Ballyneal, that might be kind of like goated. Like that might be kind of cool. It's like super understated.
Yeah.
But I hated it because I'm like, I can't put this on my case because it doesn't say anything. I don't have to explain to people that it's Ballyneal. So, yeah, it's really, really whack.
Yeah.
Tough.
So Starter Shack Goodie Box is the number 1 pick on the draft. TJ, what is the number 2 pick?
Okay, for my first round pick, I'm going to follow Blake with a pre-round freebie here. And you guys know it. I'm notorious for it. We're going free range balls. I think I just talked about it on 1 or 2 podcasts ago. Where I talked about how you're already in my good graces if when I check in, I go to pay for a small bucket and they say, your money's no good here.
Yeah.
That to me, it's probably lumped into the cost of my tea time. But also, Sean talked about this on a past pod. How nice is it when you walk out there and either you go and you open up a chest and there's a bag full of balls that you grab and you take out to your spot, or you head out there and there's that beautiful, beautiful pyramid of balls just waiting. And you get to go and pick a right ball right off the top of the pyramid and start your range session. Like, I don't know. As a notorious early arriver to golf courses, being able to practice that I've already planned to do, but not have to pay for it is an incredible touch.
Now, how do you feel when you pluck? You see, that the thing that I like about the range balls being there is that the range is usually getting picked and they're just sitting in apple crates or whatever. And as you're starting to warm up and hit balls, you see something that's a little different dimple pattern wise. It's a little glossier. Dimples are a little deeper. And you pull out just a pearl of a Pro V1 and you're like, guys, I'm going low today. It's happening. That's the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
There's that. There's the actually discovering a ball that you didn't even actually pay for. And then there's also very nice public courses that have really nice range balls. I'm not talking about getting a $7 bag of rocks. Like, I didn't want to go fully down onto the nuance of this because I think they're too probably close together. I don't think I needed to specify whether they were premium or a box of nitros. But like going out to a range and seeing a TP5 on the side of a ball or a Pro V1, that feels great. That feels incredible.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous game though, because someone like me who is, has a job, can afford to buy Pro V1s, I show up to somewhere like Ritz-Carlton, Sarasota. If you're listening to this, turn this off. Every time I go play that, because my friend's dad used to work at Marriott, they have TP5 like practice balls. And I'll grab 5, put them in my pocket like I'm going to go chip with them. Then I walk over to the cart, dump them in the basket. And then I go to the chipping area, grab 5 like I'm going to go putt with them, dump them in the basket. And then I walk away with like 15. And then whenever someone asked me what ball I was hitting off the tee, I tell them I was hitting a Practisa. And I was like, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out when we get up there. And they're like,
Blake's out there.
Your practice ball.
Blake's out there with the Sharpie in his bag, putting a tilde over the E at the end and telling people that it's a brand.
Exactly. Yeah, and then people get it. They get what I'm talking about. Yeah, you wouldn't. It's like tour truck stuff. You wouldn't get it.
Tour truck.
It's that new left dash.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay, TJ, real quick. So I know you're a big practice guy. I have on my list like practice related stuff. Are we going to say that's off the board because of the range balls, or are you including with your range ball pick here? Like you always talk about a bunker at the range, grass.
No, I would not. I think that you should have to make that pick, and then we have that debate.
And then you have that choice.
And then we have that choice. I don't want to tell you to take that one potentially off the board. We can revisit it when we get there, if we get there.
Okay, sounds good.
So then, with that, Sean, you've got 2 back-to-backs here.
Picks. There's one glaring omission so far that I feel like it's going to have to be said. Okay, let me start with the one that I think is one of my favorite things, and then I'll do the glaring omission second since I get 2 picks. So with the third pick, I'm going with what I'm calling decked out golf carts. Built-in Bluetooth speaker, cooler with the ice and the water bottles already in there, big for the desert. Ball cleaner on the side maybe, yardage on a screen, comfy seats, the tees all loaded in the front. Just a decked out golf cart is like, for me, you go to like some like Whirlwind's one of my favorite courses, and when I explain Whirlwind to people, I go, "Oh yeah, and the golf carts," and I like talk about it. You sit in that seat, and you're like, "This is nice," and then you like, "Oh, and there's this inside, and then they got this." Like, makes a round, and when you don't have to pull out your phone with yardage or use your rangefinder because it's all up there and you can calculate what you're going to shoot. I mean, chef's kiss. That's my favorite.
Not to give the viewers or listeners, if you're not viewing, any ammo, but personally, if I roll up to a golf course and they have the speaker, gangster, cooler, cushy seats, all great amenities, when I see that screen, it ruins my day. Because I just know I'm going to get a little too close to a bunker, and I'm going to start hearing that beeping,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to have to look like a jackass backing up 100 yards towards the cart path just so I can go forward again. I hate that. I hate those little restrictors that they have on them. Other than that, I'm locked in on that pick. I love it. But I hate that they tell me where if I want to drive my golf cart through this bunker, I paid $45. I can do it.
$45.
I'm going to be honest here. I had individual pieces of the golf cart listed as individual options for this. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Then that's it. I don't even want to.
Sorry, I took it.
Want to. Okay.
I'll leave practice alone if you leave golf carts alone.
No, we're going to play the game the way it was intended. And if one person doesn't agree with me and it's not a 2/3 vote, then we move along.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, I agree with this pick. I'll say I can go through them because I can't pick them later. I had Bluetooth speakers down in the cart. No longer do you ever have to be like, yo, did you bring a Bluetooth? Or like check with whatever. So you don't have to worry about that. Some courses, shout out Dobson Ranch, don't even have more than just like the two little speakers on the screen. They have two actual like dedicated
JBLs.
speakers, like JBLs that are like nice for the golf cart. So, and then I mean GPS is the pros and the cons of the GPS are obviously very, very obvious. I like being able to get a quick number, but I hate being told where I can and cannot go. Because hey man, as a guy who plays offline all the time, I'm getting that cart notification a lot in 4 hours.
Yes. All right. Man, I'm going to leave the glaring omission actually off I'm not going to pick it. I'm gonna let
you're going to be pissed when someone takes it.
You're going to be pissed. You're going to be pissed because we're going to put out a graphic and then someone's going to be like, how did somebody let this slip all the way to 5 or 6? And it's fine. It's fine.
All right. Should I do it? I'll do it, I guess.
Baited.
We're going.
Get baited.
I did. I got baited into pulling a QB in round 2.
The QB run starts.
Yeah. I'm that guy in drafts, by the way, that's like, your team would have been killer in 2018.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with free food, but I'm going to go specific because I don't want to take free food off the board here. So I'm going to go with specifically the post-round snack freebie food. So that's like cookies or something at the very end that they offer. That's like a nice, like if you're heading out, you're eating this on the way to the car. If you're sitting at the bar afterwards, you bring it with you. I'll shout out to Dobson once again. They have cookies that they sometimes would bring out to you like on the course. But usually when you would finish, they would have a guy out there that would have, there's a basketball hoop, and they'd say, yeah, you want to shoot for a free beer in the bar? And that's by itself is a really sick thing. But then there'd be like, oh, and you want a cookie? And the cookie was just handed to you. And, you know, that for me was like, hell yeah, I want a cookie. Like I haven't had anything but like a Snickers bar or chips since 11 a.m. So give me free food at the end of your round.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely had this down. I had this down as post-round cookies. Cookies seems to be the one that seems to be the most popular that you see popping up everywhere. Like I know Rams Hill had one. Like you said, Dobson has one. Blake, can you think? Do you know of any courses that do anything beyond?
Cabot does it in the beginning, right?
There are. So I saw this isn't necessarily free, but similar to Dobson. There's a. Can't remember where the course is, but they do something where it's like whatever you shot that day is how much you pay for a beer in cents. So if you shot a 70, you pay 70 cents for a beer. And I think that's just a fun touch because when you go into the clubhouse, you're razzing your boys. Your buddy TJ just shot 168, so now he's got to pay basically $2 and some change. I'm not great with math. I'm not a math guy. Yeah. Pay $2 and some change for beer. Meanwhile, Sean and I are in there cozied up to a frosty cold sody pop.
Look, no one's paying over $1.50 for the beer, jackass.
You are.
Not that bad.
But yeah, Cabot has the cookies. I talked about the Cabot cookie earlier, but I lumped that into the box because they keep it in their little box.
Yeah, that's in their box, right? I know you mentioned Rams Hill, TJ, and this is still out there if you want to bring it up. Obviously, they got free tacos at Rams Hill, which is sick. But that's a one-place only thing. I'm thinking more broadly at public courses, and so I'm thinking a lot of more courses that I know of have a cookie or something at the end.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, back to you then.
Man, I've got two that I'm trying to decide on. But I think the one that I'm going to go with is going to be, I think there's a chance that Blake takes it in the next two. So I've got to leap at this one here, play a little defense. We're going to take cold towels.
Motherfucker.
Yes.
That was going to be my second one.
Yeah, cold. I mean, you have two Arizona natives, a Florida native. I knew cold towels was going to be a hot commodity in this draft, and even on a mildly warm day, a cold towel feels incredible. And it doesn't even have to be post round. Sometimes they have them at the turn. Sometimes the cart girl will just ask you, like, "Hey, do you guys want cold towels?" And you're like, "Absolutely." And they also don't care what you do with them. So I'll usually take two, do one for my face, and then use one to wipe your arms off, wipe your legs off, get a little clean, get a little fresh out there. Bonus points if they are scented. A nice lavender or a eucalyptus goes a long way. Get you a lot of mileage on this.
Raven has mango scented cold towels.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm not adverse to trying it. But yeah, this one I think this was on my list. This was my bona fide, it had to go in the first two rounds in my book.
Yeah. I think cold towels is such a so my club is a little behind the times. We recently just started getting cold towels regularly. They used to give you towels that you could put in your ice cooler on the cart, but now we have a big Yeti with a towel attendant there, just one of the kids on the cart staff. Mm-hmm. And the best thing is just turning to 10, driving past him. You're just Jonathan, towel, and he just tosses one to you. Just prime Brady, just dime right into your paws. And then you wipe your face, put it around your neck, and then by the time you're ready to put a ball in the air on 10, you feel great. Such a nice touch.
I agree. Yeah. The towel in the cooler thing, I forget where I was, but they told me not to do it one time because they were like, that water isn't great for whatever they were putting the ice from. I guess they
generally most courses say they'll let you know there's a big label on the cooler that says do not eat ice, do not drink this water. It's reclaimed. I think honestly that might have been Rams, because also when we played Rams it was really hot. And we were trying to do there's not a ton of shade out there either. So we were trying to do anything that we could to stay cool. It might have been Rams Hill that said hey, don't eat that ice or don't put the towels in there because then they get disgusting with reclaimed water.
Yeah. I know TPC Champions, not even the stadium course here in Scottsdale. I'm sure they do it too. But Champions, for a lot less of a price than stadium, will have a starter with cold towels out there on the first hole. So that's really nice just to get it from them.
The Stream Song is another my buddies and I from college, we played Stream Song about a year ago, and it was, I think the heat index was 109, and we were all schlepping our bags around, and it felt like every hole a guy would pull up in a golf cart with a cooler in the back, and he was just cold towels, it was 18 cold towels around.
Yeah.
I'm the infrastructure here for you to have a guy somehow show up every time we get to a tee box is insane. Like, how does the logistics work on that? Like, how do you have that many guys just chugging through towels, washing them, cooling them down? It's insane. But yeah, the cold towel is so clutch.
They're trying to avoid a lawsuit or someone getting heat stroke on the course.
Which is funny because one of the guys I was playing with, my buddy Sims, he is a specimen of a human being. Like, I don't think he has a molecule of fat on his body. He is the most in shape of all of my friends. Meanwhile, my friend David and my friend Hog, we are normal human beings.
I can tell you what Hog looks like.
Hog is actually like probably the best golfer out of all of us, but he's like so nonchalant about it. But he's relatively thin, but all he eats is like hot dogs from 7-Eleven, like those powdered sugar donuts, Mountain Dew, and like chicken wings. Like, that's his diet, but he's relatively thin. But for the most part, us three are out of shape compared to Sims. We were hoofing it around Streamsong, granted pretty banged up. And Sims had to stop for 2 holes and like go to a comfort station because he thought he was going to die. And I was like, how are you this in shape? And a little heat's going to get to you. A little 110-degree heat.
The body prioritizes fat as an energy source when you start to get a little tired. So guys who have relatively low body fat and then don't also eat really well don't have a ton of energy sources in their body. So
thanks, Dr. TJ.
The more you know.
Yeah.
The more you know. I was going to hit you with who.
I'm going to put the graphic on the pod. All right.
Either way.
Blake, you get 2 picks here. So what's your second pick?
Do. So this is something that I anticipated you guys potentially having. But I think a golf course, specifically like a resort course or something of that nature that has a signature cocktail is such a nice touch. So the ones that come to mind are Pinehurst has something called a hummingbird. They also have a blue driver. They've got a bunch of different, for each course that you have. Like when we played 4, I think the turn is called the Birdhouse, and they have a signature drink that's called like a hummingbird, which is sort of like a Shirley Temple, but it is amazingly refreshing. Sawgrass has like the Sawgrass Splash. My favorite though is I went to play Bay Hill for my birthday, maybe 3 or 4 years ago with a bunch of my buddies from college. And we somehow made it into the members bar, because in Bay Hill you have like the Gen Pop bar, and then you have like the members bar. And we just confidently walked in, and we were hanging out with the bartender there. Her name was Cheryl. And she had been there since ever, right? Like, she was telling us all these stories about Arnie and like what he liked to drink. By the way, Arnie's favorite drink on the planet was like 2 fingers of Absolute vodka over ice with a lemon twist. That was his favorite drink, period. Not a beer.
Damn.
Not a whiskey.
It wasn't lemonade and iced tea?
It wasn't. Thank you for picking up what I was putting down. So it was his favorite drink ever. But we got to talking to her, and we're like, is there any special drinks that Arnie had that people don't know? Because like, if you know anything about Arnie and Bay Hill, like Kettle One's a big sponsor of his, MasterCard, the Arnold Palmer, whatever. She gave us the recipe for a dessert drink that he liked to have called the Bay Hill Hummer. It is 6 ounces of dark creme de cocoa, 3 ounces of brandy, 3 ounces of vodka, and then a full blender of Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Dear God.
Does it come in a bucket?
It comes in a little like chalice with like a little baby cocktail straw. And she wrote the recipe for it because I was like, I have to have this recipe. I'll never make it, but I need to have it. So I have it on like by the way, at Bay Hill, let's see if I can show the camera. Bay Hill, they have these like actual old school like cards that they track your order. So she wrote that down for me, and I have it somewhere, but I have a photo of it. But a signature cocktail at a golf course is just like, you roll in, you start talking to the guy behind the bar, and you're like, what's popular around here? Like, I got a drink for you. Augusta National, we bring it up. They have the Azalea. It's just awesome to have just a place that's got its own thing. That I think Oakmont started the transfusion, and then it starts to transcend golf, and then it's just everywhere. But that's my first of 2 picks.
Yeah,
that's a great pick.
I didn't have this one down on the list, but as soon as you said it, I was like, absolutely. Like, don't know how I didn't think about this one. Maybe I can't think of any courses that I've really played that have like a definitive signature cocktail. So that could be.
You're not asking the right questions. And that's what I've found. It's like we're not advertising this signature cocktail, but it's usually like some bar rat that was going, some stick that was out there playing every single day forever, would like to come in and get like a shot of ketchup and Malort. And they're like, yeah, that's the Johnny shot. And like that, it's not advertised because no one wants it. But you just got to like ask the guy, like, what's popular around here? So
what about like Bandon has their own beer? It's not really a signature cocktail, but I guess.
But I think it's a signature alcohol. You can go ahead and throw it out there.
No, I'm not going to.
You got it.
No. I'm adding to yours. I'm giving you.
I think a signature drink is a cool move. I think signature beers are really cool too. I think if you can go to a golf course, and I'm surprised Tampa doesn't do it because Tampa has a lot of very popular breweries. Like we made High Lie. Like everybody has High Lie everywhere now.
Yeah. And
like that's us and like Tampa Bay Brewing Company. And so there's no golf courses out here that really have like signature beers. So I think that might be something unique to at least Bandon, but probably other places. But I didn't even think about that because we don't have it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what's your next pick? I'm curious. So you got Starter Shack Goodie Box, signature cocktail. I'm already going to this course that you're dreaming up here. This sounds great. But
yeah, it's going to be whenever I go to a golf course's Instagram account, and it's congrats to Mr. So-and-so for their hole-in-one, and it's a pin flag from the hole that they made their hole-in-one on, and it's signed by the entire pro shop staff. That's a nice touch. And I think that's like the best memento you could get from a golf course. Not every place is going to do it. Not some $2 chuck golf course in the middle of nowhere is going to say, well, we have 18 flags. You're not getting one.
Yeah.
But like you go to a place like Torrey, you make a hole-in-one, and they give you a pin flag, pro shop signs it, head pro writes you a little note. Like that's an awesome memento. And then you can put your golf ball in it and frame it and do whatever. But I think that's a really nice touch. Now, I don't know if anyone here has a hole-in-one. I certainly do not. I hate it.
Sean Scott.
All right, guys, it's my time. You've been a great audience.
I got 2, baby.
You have 2 hole-in-ones?
I do.
I've always chalked it up to my height being the issue, where like I'm too tall. I get too much. I get too much loft on the golf ball, so it comes down soft and it doesn't ever roll with the green to the pin. That's always been my assumption.
That might be true. I don't know. I mean, I got lucky.
How high do you hit the golf ball?
No, well, here's the thing. Both hole-in-ones were with. I had a foursome on the first one, and on the second one, it was just me and this other guy. But he was present for both, so he's my lucky charm. So anytime I go golf, if I want a hole-in-one, I got to call him, basically.
What's that guy doing in the near future? Does he want a golf tournament?
Yeah, has he been present? Has he been present to any other aces at all? Is that his thing?
That's a good question. I should ask him if it like follows.
That's a great question to ask him.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to see one. Like I just want to see one in my lifetime. Like I don't even necessarily like, don't get me wrong. Obviously I want one, right? But I just want to be around when one happens because I know know that the feeling is electric.
So here's a good question: is would you rather be around for 20 hole-in-ones or have a hole-in-one?
Have a hole-in-one.
But here's the caveat, right? You make the hole-in-one, you got to go feed all those schmucks in the bar a bunch of beer until your wallet's sour. But then you watch 20 hole-in-ones, you get 20 free bar tabs. I'm not asking big questions here.
I think the worst one would be a hole-in-one, but no one's around to know or see.
That would suck.
That would be the worst.
I came very close to that in college. Like it was early in the morning, and the grounds crew was out like moving pins and stuff. They were working in a bunker at our course in Gainesville. We had like 110-yard par 3, and it's a Donald Ross course. So it's just a bowl, and so it's like if you don't stick the center of the green, you're fucked. And I hit it probably 15 feet past the pin. Just rip a lob wedge. Zips straight back. It's probably going 100 miles an hour back towards the pin. Hits the stick, pops, lands right on the edge of the cup. And all of the grounds crew, mind you, I'm playing alone. All the grounds crew guys are like losing their fucking minds. They're like, that was so sick. Oh my God, that was awesome. And I'm like, I'm gonna throw up. That's the closest I've ever come to a hole-in-one.
At least they saw.
TJ was with me when I almost hit hole-in-one at Torrey. bounced off the stick and like rolled 2 feet past.
Yeah.
But that's the closest I ever had to one dropping. And I think about that in my nightmares.
Oh, real quick, I want to tell mine because I love it. It's a wholesome moment. It was with my dad, and it was on Father's Day.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it was at
that's like the dream.
At Kierland on Father's Day with my dad and this other buddy who I was telling you about, and Jesse, the guy I brought up earlier. And a cart girl was waiting on us for that hole, so she saw it too. And then, worst part, I lose my mind. I'm running off the tee. And then I really think about, like, I'm going to have to buy drinks or something like that, you know?
Yep.
And then my brain goes, but maybe she'll give me something for free. She just witnessed the hole in one, you know? Like, and so she comes up and I'm like, did you see that? Like, I'm all excited. She's like, yeah, that's insane. That's the second one I've seen this week. And it just took away all this, just deflated me. I mean, talk about not feeling special at all.
Yep.
Oh no.
Turns out the girl who's most frequently on the golf course out of anyone happens to see a lot of hole-in-ones.
Yeah.
Just a handful of them, a couple. She's like,
just a couple this week.
4 this week. It's like, honestly, I don't even really care, dude. I saw 2 in one group. You think you're special?
Yeah. But I mean, it was cool to have my dad there. So
I think that's sick. That's like when you talk about like the golf gods smiling upon you, I think that is like the pinnacle is like you're with your dad. Like, first of all, if I hit a hole in one when I was with my dad, that would be like all time. Like, full stop. That's the goal. But you do it on Father's Day, and it's in front of the cart girl. I mean, but the cart girl ended up kind of poo-pooing you, so fuck that cart girl. But I think that's super cool.
But I didn't get any signed pin flag or anything like that, so I love this. I mean, this is
see, that's the thing is like it's the things you don't think about.
Yeah.
That you would be like, oh yeah, I made a hole in one, and they're like, oh, hold on there for a second, and then they go into the back and they bring out a pin flag and they sign it for you, and like you get your photo taken with a head pro. Like, most people don't have to do that because hole in ones, like the cart girl knows, happen more frequently than we would like to think.
Yeah.
So to have someone actually have that thought, be like, this is a huge moment for them, even though it might not be a huge moment for us. Like, this is something they're going to remember forever. And when they tell this story, all they're going to do is talk about how great of a time they had at our golf course, and they're going to want to come back.
True.
So I think that's super important.
Okay. It's a great one. TJ, back to you for your third pick.
All right. So we're sticking in the same realm of mementos that you get to take home from the golf course. Also, usually based upon a very specific score that you get. We're talking coins and medals with the scores that you achieved on the signature hole. I think Jake's a little pissed because I think he thought that it was going to come all the way back to him. Blake, you just had a pick. So we're talking getting a 2 on Pinehurst number 2. We're talking TPC Sawgrass, the Deuce coin.
Yeah.
We're talking TPC Sawgrass giving you the medallion and engraving whatever you got on a 17 there. I think this is an incredible touch that these courses do that, again, it's about something that you might not necessarily have known that you were actually going to get, right? I think, I mean, honestly, even up until the past few years, people didn't even know that you could do the one at TPC Sawgrass on 17 and that they would engrave whatever you got on there. So if you're me and you put 5 in the water and you tell them you got a 13, they're going to engrave a 13 on there for you. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, Blake just belabored upon the idea of the free stuff from achieving a certain score, but I think, yeah, the flag pin, pin flag, Rev.
I literally have
Rev.
I have 2 on 2 PH number 2. Just, it was like it's like the third thing I had written, and I was like, all right, we've talked about Pinehurst enough. They might lay off of it. I might be able to hold this off until 4. Son of a bitch.
It's something about the not expecting it to the amenity as well, right? Like, it's just like if you're at dinner at a nice restaurant, something comes out for free at the very end, You're like, oh, wow, nice.
Like an amuse-bouche, you sit down at the table, they're like, oh, we've got our little amuse-bouche, compliments to the chef. Like, he probably does that for everybody, but it's like, oh, for me? For silly old me? Oh,
yeah, I mean, even to this point now, I mean, I still even think free chips and salsas, incredible. Like, because not everyone does.
In this economy, where
not
every
it's the second podcast.
Second pod I've done it. My apologies. Shout out to Youngies.
But I mean, that's the thing is that like it used to be like, oh, you go to a Mexican restaurant, there's going to be free chips and salsa.
You go to Chili's, it used to be free. You could drown yourself in their salsa, and now you got to pay like $6.99 for the bottomless chips and salsa.
Yeah.
It's so lame. And it's the chips that are bottomless, not the salsa, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Bad advertising.
Either
Whatever.
way, the unexpected free thing is for a lot of these, I think, is what sets these very far apart. But also having like a, something that you can put on a shelf or next to your ball markers or hang it on your bag is a really good one.
I agree.
Okay, I have to do I'm rounding out my whole draft right here.
Yeah, these are your last two picks.
Okay, I know what I'm going with because it was number 1 on my list, and no one said it yet.
Whoa.
This is a nice locker room with the freebies. Okay? So you go to a private club and you walk in that locker room, they got sunscreen, deodorant, they got shaving stuff, and it smells good and all that stuff. And I mean, you wish you had that at your public course, right? Check this out. There's a few public courses, especially here in Scottsdale, that do have this. You go to Greyhawk, you go to TPC Scottsdale, a couple other courses, Boulders up in North Scottsdale. You walk in, restrooms over there, sir, and it's a full locker room, and the locker room's got the sunscreen. It's got the shaving stuff. I've never shaved in a locker room. I don't know who does. But the sunscreen I will take advantage of. It's got towels instead of paper towels. It's got all those other things, probably the individual restrooms with, its own doors versus just like whatever else you got to deal with. The soap always smells good. Some of these locker rooms have a comfy like leather chair area with a TV on that's playing the Golf Channel or something like that. Oh my God. It's so stupid that I do this, but just to like pretend I'm a member somewhere, I'll go sit in that chair for 5 minutes and watch TV because I can, and then leave the locker room. So yeah, that to me is like, it's before you start your round, I'm relaxed. It's almost like I'm at a massage studio or something. I'm about to go enjoy myself versus do work.
It takes you off guard too, because there's a lot of places where like you would expect to have something like that. Like Torrey is a great example. People forget that Torrey is a municipal golf course.
Yeah.
And you show up to Torrey and you're like, all right, so where's my locker and the comfy chair and the masseuse and the shoe guy? And they're like, yeah, you want to buy a bag of balls because, get the fuck out of my face. Like, but then you get a place like TPC Scottsdale. I remember for my 21st birthday, I played Trump National Doral. And we were there just as like, I didn't even tell them it was my birthday or anything. And we check in. And obviously when I booked the hotel, I had to put in my birth date. So they knew it was my birthday.
Right.
But when we checked in, they're like, okay, so like, where's your golf stuff? Where's your room stuff? And I was like, oh, this is all my golf stuff. And they're like, okay, great. And then they took it and I just expected it to be in the room. It wasn't there. So the next morning I wake up and I called the front desk. They're like, oh, it's in your locker, sir. And I'm like, huh? And I go see the locker room attendant. So I walk up to the locker room attendant. They give me a key to my locker. My shoes are cleaned and polished. The bag's in there. It's got little candy bars and snacks and stuff. Whenever places do that, it's like, you don't expect it, and then it's there, and you're like, that's awesome.
Yeah, but then once you experience it once, you want to go back, and you go a little early, and you tell your buddies who haven't been, like, hey, get a little early, because we're going to, like, relax and take our time in the beginning, Yeah,
and that's also, like, flip side of that is you're not expecting it. You're like, whatever, I'll get myself 45 minutes to, chip putt, hit some ball, whatever.
True.
And then you show up, you step in that locker room to take a piss, and you're like, son of a bitch, there's a steam room here. There's
a hot tub, a steam room.
Yeah, there's a hot tub. Like there's a leather chair in like a nice room. There's like a shuffleboard table. I should have gotten here 3 days ago. Yeah. I don't know why I lollygagged.
That's why I like Greyhawk a lot, because Greyhawk in the clubhouse has a full cafe where you can get like good coffee. And breakfast. And then you can take that across the clubhouse to the locker room and just sit and watch Golf Channel or whatever's on TV and have a nice coffee and have a little morning to yourself and then use the locker rooms and then go out. It's a nice little touch.
Yeah. Is there much else disappointing than when someone says that they have a locker room or they're like, oh, the men's locker room is just down the hallway, hang a left. And then you walk in there and it's like a bathroom and then they have like the 2x4 of just like gym lockers from high school to where if like you want to like if you need to lock something up, they have it, but like
It's a stall with a cubby for your wallet.
Yeah.
It doesn't have those
Yeah.
nice pine doors that open and
No.
close and do whatever.
No chairs, no
Yeah.
nothing.
I also think it's funny when you show up to a golf course and there's like, you're like, oh, where's the locker room? And they go, oh, the men's locker room is that way. And then as you're going to the men's locker room, you see the door that says members locker room. And you're like, mother, I know it's sweet in there. I just show me. I know it's sick. Just let me in.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Massey, you got one more.
Okay. This one, it's funny because I'm just going basically food and comfort are my two themes here, but I got to do it again.
Hey, retweet, brother. Retweet. We're built for comfort and not speed.
There
That's
you
what I
go.
always say.
Cruiser. Okay. With my last pick, I'm going with a solid draft beer option. A
Interesting.
place that has more than 4 taps, and it's not your just domestic beers. It's craft beer, something local, something that you can't get many other places.
Maybe a
Yeah.
Guinness.
What's that?
Maybe a Guinness.
Oh, Guinness for sure is like one of my, TJ knows that's like one of my favorite beers I'll drink any
Yeah.
Same.
time of the
I have
day.
a Guinness tap in my house.
Dude, do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to come over. That's sick.
Yeah. Get on an airplane.
Be right there.
We got to talk about that separately, but right up with 11:30 Augusta time is Guinness at my buddy's house. Sorry, I'm putting my 2 weeks.
Yeah. Sorry, we're taking the PJ. I got to be on the tarmac at 10 because we're ripping the PJ to Augusta, and then after the
Yeah.
round, we're ripping it back to Tampa because we got Guinness situation. So.
Yeah. So nothing's more disappointing to me than when I walk into a bar. Someone's like, "You want to have a beer after?" I'm like, "Sure." And you go in there, and it's the same cans as the cart girl had on the course.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was hoping there was something else. Or if it's tap, it's like there's cups over maybe the tap that's not working, and all that's left is like 2 domestics. I just love it when there's like a couple craft beers you can select. It's something regional is like a cherry on top for me. There's a few courses out here and in California where you go and then it's like, oh, I don't get Sculpin on tap out here like that. Hell yeah, give me the Sculpin. And then the other thing I'll put here is bonus points if there's taps at a second spot on the course. So like the restaurant or the bar has it at the clubhouse, but sometimes call it a Ford operating base. There's some other truck or something that's got tap. It doesn't care if it's 1 or 2, but like it's close to the range or it's sometimes on the beverage cart. I've seen a few courses that has it on the cart, but like that's even great because then you're like, I can get a tap beer right now. Like I was expecting only cans. That's a pleasant surprise. So yeah, and then Guinness, like you said, that's great too. The Bandon beer I talked about, I am chasing that beer. I want that beer so bad, and like, when else am I going to go to Bandon? So it's so hard to get.
What
back.
is it? The Ghost Tree Ale or whatever?
No, it was their own.
That's what they replaced it with, right?
They replaced it with
Ghost
that.
Tree Ale.
Yeah, it was called Rip City Lager.
Lager. Yep.
Yeah, that one I kept ordering, and it was
realistically that sounds just like a Portland beer. If I'm being honest,
they only made it for Bandon apparently, so it was
Interesting.
like their beer. But yeah, maybe I'm wrong on that. If anyone in Oregon want to call me out on that, feel free. Sorry about that, but
something that reminded me about. I sound like a broken record because I talk about like 3 courses, but they truly are a heap above the rest. But like Pinehurst has a brewery on the grounds, and they make like a Pinehurst beer, and you can find it in every like bar and restaurant, whether it's affiliated with the golf course or it's just in the town.
Yeah,
I think that's super cool. So yeah, like having like a signature beer in that area is such a if I walk in somewhere and it's got 4 taps and it's Miller Lite, Mickey Slim, Bud Light, and then like Blue Moon, Stella, Blue Moon, something that they think is fancy. It's just like, get out of my face. But then you see like 3 different towers, and they've all got different taps on it. And then it's like bonus points. It's a sick bar. It's got a TV behind it. Maybe it's like a wood bar, but like, that's sick. It's important.
Bandon Pale Ale. That's the one that they made.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the beer. So I went comfort, food, comfort, beer. And nice to know you. My name's Sean Massey, and that's me.
Okay.
TJ.
All right, I'm going to close this out. We already talked about it once as we came through, and I think it's a little ridiculous, but I won't take the I feel like some of the strokes that some people have taken have been fairly broad in terms of what they've asked for. I'm going to take one very specifically. We're going to talk about free tacos at the turn stand.
I knew you were doing
So
I
hard
don't want
on-
to. I don't want to just take free food at the turn. That feels too loose.
Yeah.
Also, I think that the free tacos at Rams, number one, you pass by the turn stand twice during your round. So you get it. You can grab it before. I think you can grab it between 9 and 10, and then I believe you come back across that around like 14 or 15.
Yeah, at 14.
So number one, you get to pass it twice. It's not at number two. In addition to passing it twice, there's no limit on how many tacos you can get. If you want to completely let, I would guess, 2 or 3 groups pass through and eat 6 tacos in one sitting,
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to tell you no. And there's options. There's I think there was 2 options the days that we went. I would assume that they probably rotate, but I like that it's not just one thing. A lot of times, if a golf course has a free option, it is just that one free option. But with 2 tacos that are made to order, so they're warming the tortillas up there, they're plating it, the salsas, the hot sauce, and they're small. So if you want to just have a little bit to eat, or you want to just have one to try and hold yourself over, you can do that. If you're starving and you want to have a bowl, have more, you can do that. And I'll tell you what, this could just be somewhat recency bias for me, but it definitely saved my hangover on the second day of our Rams Hill trip, where I was too under the weather to want to eat anything before our golf round, and then come hole 9, I was like, okay, now I need to eat everything. I need to counterbalance.
You're counting on those
Nothing that
tacos.
Then I was like, I need these tacos bad.
Yeah.
So
Great.
I don't have any experience with free tacos. That's not something we typically do down here in Florida. However, the only experience I do have with tacos at a golf course is, and I can't remember if you were with me when I played. It was at Roy Kaiser, Jimmy Clay. We were in Austin.
I did not.
They, for some reason, those tacos have a chokehold on me. Anytime I go, like if I'm going to play with, we have a buddy named Mason that we worked with for a while. If I go play at Jimmy Kaiser, Roy Clay, or whatever that entire track is called, you go in the pro shop, and it is very much a municipal golf course. Like you can get rounds there for like $15, but they've got one of those like hot cases that you can open the little doors on, and they've got like pre-packaged tacos.
Oh yeah.
And they are so good. Like they give you a little, Texas Pete. You just lace the taco with it. Go out there and they're like 50 cents a taco. It's such a nice little like pre-round, and it feels very Austin. They've like got brisket taco and then like a chorizo taco. So like free tacos, I don't know much about, but having like a nice unique food where your check-in area is a nice little compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you bring us home? Last pick.
So I don't know if this is going to be controversial, and I'm surprised no one had picked this up, but like a good practice area before your round, not just balls. I know TJ's obsessed with balls. I'm talking about a great practice area, and specifically the courses that have like a chipping area that's not a tiny 3 foot by 3 foot green that you can hit one shot from, and it's like 20 feet.
Yeah.
I'm talking like a golf course that's got like 100-yard long green where you can practice like low flighted wedge shots, high shots, spinny shots. And then they've got a putting green, and not just a putting green, they've got a putting course on their putting green. I know that Bandon has the Punch Bowl. Pinehurst has Thistle Dew.
Earhart has those too.
Yeah, there's a ton of great golf courses out there that have like those putting courses. And then some of them will even have like a 3-hole short course where it's a par 3, a par 4, and a par 5. And you can just go play it as long like you get in line, you go hit, a few shots on those holes, do whatever. Like a great practice area, I think, changes the way that you approach your round of golf. Because I think if you like walk up to a range, you got your bag of balls, you're on a mat, you're just hitting at targets off in the distance. You're just like, whatever, this isn't, anything. But if you can practice different types of shots, different types of putts, specifically like I love practicing my wedges because that's where I score the most, is inside of 100 yards. So if they've got a wedge area, I'll go post up there for 45 minutes and I'll hit 200 golf balls. So a great practice area is like, honestly, that was something that I wanted to say at one, but I didn't know if it was going to be worth. But it is so important to me that if you've got a great practice area, I don't care what your ball situation is.
Yeah.
If you've got a fucking just a beauty, a gem, great turf, sign me up. I'm there every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It's why it's part of our must play test, is like it changes all other things being equal. You'll almost always lean towards the course where you can go, if you're into practice, the one that's got grass versus mats, the one that's got balls, the one that's got a chipping green, a bunker, all that
bunker.
Kind of
Yep.
stuff, right. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that as golf becomes more expensive, I remember pre-COVID, you could get a round of golf. Certainly in Tampa, you could get a round of golf for $45 on a Friday night. You're drunk with the boys at the bar. You're like, yeah, let's grab a noon tee time tomorrow for $45. Now it's impossible.
Yeah.
So as golf starts to get more expensive, I think people are willing to pay the premium for a premium experience because they want to spend a day there. It's not like we'll roll up 30 minutes before our tee time, play, and then get out. It's like, we want the experience. We want to get there. We want the locker room, right? We want the free range balls. We want the nice driving range. We want the beers on tap. We want this thing that's an experience for us because I want to get there 3 hours, 4 hours before my round, experience everything, and then go shoot a 95.
Exactly.
The
American dream right there.
Yeah, exactly. Go fire off a 95, but know that in your heart of hearts, you had a relaxing day except for the last 4 hours.
Yep. All right, so we're going to let the public decide here. I'm just going to recap. Blake's squad is Starter Shack Goodie Box, Signature Cocktail, a signed pin flag for a hole-in-one, and a great practice facility, I think we'll call it. TJ's free range balls, the cold towels, coins or medals where you have a score you shot, and free tacos at the turn or wherever you may get them. Yes. Mine was a decked out golf cart, free food post round, a locker room situation, and a solid draft beer list. So I'll let TJ do the massaging on how he words that for social posts. But
I think we'll massage a bunch of Sean's to not be as so over encompassing. No, I'm just kidding.
Real quick, before we go, I just thought it'd be fun to do just honorable mentions. I don't want a full explanation. I just want to kind of go down the list of things that didn't make it. Do you mind if I start real quick? Because I only have three.
Go for it.
First one, an unexpected or an extra turn stand. So crossings at Carlsbad, for example, had this little tiki hut out in between the turn and the last hole, and you're like, "What? Oh, I didn't think we'd see anyone again." It's like, "Hey, there's a girl there making drinks." Sick. It could be anything. Second one here. There's a couple courses I've been to that had a tape delayed TV in the bar showing 18 green. So you could watch yourself come into 18, and then you could sit there and watch other groups playing 18, and you could bet on it at the bar, basically.
Well, it's like a 10-minute delay. So by the time you get your bag off the cart, you go to the bar, you can watch yourself come in. Yeah.
Yes. So incredible. Cool. And then my last one, this is something that I know some courses do, but Dobson once again does this really well. Food delivered to your cart. You scan the QR code, you order it, and they show up.
I can't believe I forgot that one.
And I'll just say, there's nothing better than seeing a girl driving towards you with a bucket of beers and hot dogs. It's like
the only benefit about having a GPS cart.
They can find you.
Yeah, they can find you.
They'll find you.
Yeah,
exactly.
God, I can't believe I left that one off because it was when we did Must Play on Encinitas Ranch, and I said, if your course does this, you automatically pass the Glizzy test.
You did say that.
I can't. It's not even on my list. I feel stupid right now. With that said, I'm going to fire away at my honorable mentions.
Go ahead.
Ice chests across the course with free water bottles. Not having to ever refill up a cup or do any of that stuff to find out or fill up my own Yeti or whatever. You need water bottles. They're there every 3 holes. Grab 2, put one in the cart, put one in the cooler, and go. I did a rant on this on social media. Bathrooms printed on the scorecard. If you don't want me to take a leak in the bushes, tell me where I can go take a leak. Don't leave it up to my brain on hole 5 on if I'm going to have to wait until the turn or if there's a bathroom on 7. Okay. Another one. I think this one's. I don't think this one would have ever gotten pissed, but I like to point this out. Single cart fees. Stop charging 2 people for 1 cart.
Oh yeah.
Similarly, if you are a course that does not have carts and you have to walk, complimentary push cart rentals. Chambers did this, was the one that stuck out in my brain. But if you, and I think all of the Bandon courses do this, if you have to walk, then you should be providing push carts for all the people who have to walk. This is one that I have not experienced myself yet, but I'm very much looking forward to. It might be private club only, but I think it's going to make its way into some public courses here pretty soon, is the cocktail canning stations where they make the drink for you and then they put it in the machine and then it cans it so you can take it to go. So you could order like 2 transfusions, crack one and have it with you. And then you can take one and throw it in your cart cooler to go.
I like that. Yeah.
I have yet to experience that at a course because I think right now it's probably only in private courses. And then the last one here that I had, which more so specific to some places, but free shuttle service to get around the resort at a moment's notice. I know a lot of resorts have a shuttle, and it's wishy-washy on whether or not how long that shuttle will take to come get you. Whether maybe you're getting picked up from the hotel and you need to get a ride out to where the golf course is, and you go down and the guy's like, he just left. So he might be back in 10, he might be back in 20, and then he's back in 30, and then you're rushed when you get to the golf course. Yeah. Bandon does this perfectly. Like Bandon has like what feels like 5 shuttles running it all the time, and everyone's getting picked up from everywhere anyway. So like you literally just pick up the phone and be like, I need a shuttle from this place to this place. And they say, okay. And you hang up, and like it feels like you never wait more than 5 minutes for a shuttle.
No, it's almost nerve-wracking to call them because you have to check your buddies and be like, you guys are ready, right?
Yes.
Because the guy's going to be here the second I tell him.
Yeah, you're like, this is the golden days of when they could not give you an estimate on Uber. And you would just call for an Uber, and then you'd be like, all right, now we're just going to go stand outside and wait for the Uber. And sometimes he'd be there quickly, and sometimes he wouldn't.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, well, I have 5, which I initially felt bad about, but TJ just wrote me his laundry list, so I don't feel so bad about it.
Not reading that novel.
Not reading that novel. I hit TJ with not reading that novel on Slack today.
Like a 12-word sentence.
A 12-word sentence. I get not reading that novel. Anyways, I put here, and the reason I didn't say it is because my example was a nice course. A good hot dog, not just a shitty, gross, crunchy bun with a packet of Frenches. I mean, like a good, like all beef frank and like a top split bun. Oh, wonderful.
Shout out goat.
Well, Ritz-Carlton Sarasota does it the best. They put it in like a lobster roll bun.
Oh, okay.
If they toast both sides of the bun, and then they have like an all beef frank on the end, they've got like a house-made relish. Oh, unbelievable. Blows my socks off.
Thanks for making the podcast less relatable. Appreciate that.
Sorry, guys. Private members club only. That's why I didn't say it. Attractive cart people. We'll leave it at that. Nice scorecards. Scorecards, if I show up and you've got an advertisement for every business within a 10-mile radius, I'm going to be pissed. Free cups, like when you go to like a Bandon or like a Pinehurst and you get a cocktail at like on number 2, they've got like a number 2 cup. And it's a nice frosted plastic cup with the logo on it. Mm-hmm. I have a million of them in my pantry at home. They're wonderful. I use them for everything. They're my fine china. Those are my master's cups. They're my fine china. No one's allowed to touch them. And then finally, the bag tags at resorts where you basically leave your golf bag unattended at the end of your round, and somehow it makes it to your tee time the next day. It's on the shoulder of whoever is looping for you, and it's a nice plastic engraved tag with your name on it, really sharp. On the flip side of that, there's those guys that have like 100 of them just bouncing off the bag. But I think that's a nice touch. It's great. It's perfect. It's a nice little collectible. Mm-hmm. It says you played there.
Yeah, I like that a lot. The bag tags that you collect, it looks kind of stupid if you leave a few of those on. You only want one usually on your bag.
Yeah.
Do you replace a bag tag when you get a nicer one? You're like, I kind of want this on the bag. Or do you just take it
Yeah,
off
it's
when you get
typically like recency bias. You know, like
Mhm.
if I kept my Bay Hill bag tag on forever because I love Arnold Palmer and Bay
Yeah.
Hill. And then I had that on for like 4 years and then went to Pinehurst and I was like, Pinehurst takes the cake. And then it's like, I went to Stream Song and like, I would choose Pinehurst over Stream Song every day of the week, but I'm like, I'm sick of looking at this Pinehurst bag tag.
Yeah, you need
Stream
something new.
Song's going on there.
Yeah.
So it's all recency bias. And then when they come off, they go on my den caddy downstairs. It's full of golf balls.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they just hang on there like a big cluster.
Yeah. All right. This is a lot of fun to do. I'll let TJ take it from here with the social posts and letting the public determine, who had the best list here. But Blake, welcome. I think we need a jacket or something for, hit and cycle with Must Play. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we do need what you need like a gold jacket with an uncrustable patch. And like that's
sick.
Yeah,
TJ,
that would
write
be the
that
move.
down.
Yeah, we might have to figure out a way to do a chat GPT of our logo on
With-
like the FW in an Uncrustable where it looks like it's part of the bread.
Yeah.
Like it's
With the
toasted.
Smuckers, like
Or it's
patchwork.
toasted on. Oh my
Yeah.
god, should we just get a custom toaster made that automatically puts the FW on toast?
Yeah,
Or
right.
the
It off.
Must Play on.
There you go. All right. Well, Blake, pleasure having you on as always. Thank you to everyone who stuck around for the entire episode. If you don't already, please subscribe to Must Play wherever you get your podcasts, and you can rate us 5 stars or let us know how we're doing. You can also watch the video version of these over on YouTube by searching for Fair Wagers or Must Play. And like I said, Blake, thank you so much for joining today. We'll see you guys next time.
Later, guys.
Peace out.